I want you all to ask yourself something. Are you embarrassed of your hobbies? No, I mean like actually, like, are you embarrassed of them? Be honest with yourself. For a bit of context of where this video is coming from, recently I've been out of work for a month because I've gotten physically injured and it's made me just not been able to work, right? So I've had to stay home a lot. And in that time, I had to reconnect with what I actually enjoy. And one thing I came to realize is I'm actually embarrassed of my hobbies. And in this case, it's video games, YouTube, and anime. And that's funny because I feel like this is an issue you either have or you've grown past it and you don't have anymore. At least for me in this case, I've had it for the longest time. And I never really understood why that kept happening until I was given this time to myself and I asked myself, why are you so embarrassed to show who you actually are and what you're actually into? You guys wouldn't believe the amount of scrapped videos and ideas and notes I have on my computer. And looking at all that and having to confront it with this time off that I've had recently has made me really question why I am embarrassed of my actual interests and my hobby. You know, in this case, YouTube is one of my hobbies. It's always been something I've enjoyed. And I came down to the conclusion that I was embarrassed to be who I actually am. And that's something that connected with my hobbies. I never really let myself enjoy my hobbies. Growing up, I played video games all the time. I went outside a lot as well, so I always had a mix of both. And even now, as I'm older, I still have a mix of both. But I've always neglected the side of video games and YouTube, and that's what you guys see reflected in my channel. It's very spotty for a reason, and I wanted to put this out there because I really don't feel like I'm alone in this. I feel like nowadays in this day and age where everyone has to try to be perfect, everyone has to be successful, everyone has to, you have to grind, have to be this certain way. If you're not, you know, this certain way, then, you know, you're not like worthy. And that's another like whole like video in itself, but we're gonna go back to the topic, right? Your hobbies aren't really mentioned in that. They're seen as a waste of time, and I've always seen them as that. Watching anime, playing video games, all of that stuff. The past like 10 years or so, I've always seen it as something bad and something you're not supposed to enjoy. You're supposed to be grinding and you're supposed to be working towards your purpose, your money, your goals, like, and of course there's something to be said about chasing all that. Of course it's a balance to everything, but for me, I just completely neglected my hobbies completely, and it made me embarrassed to be even associated with them. And that goes into this other point where I had this whole video ready. I had it all scripted out. I had all this footage of my trip to Anime Expo. I was pretty much going to talk about the same thing we're talking about here, about, you know, enjoying your hobbies, you know, being your true self. But you know what stopped me? Being embarrassed again. This was back in summer, dude. Think about that. We're at the end of the year now. Once I came back from Expo, I was like, yeah, I'll post it. And dude, the video was like 50% done. And then I just convinced myself like, nah, dude, I can't really put that out there. Like, that's kind of embarrassing. Like, oh, you like anime? Oh, you're into gacha games? Oh, and it's funny because the last two videos I made were really similar to this topic about enjoying yourself, and I literally am not following my own advice. It really did take me a while to come to the conclusion that, bro, people are going to judge you no matter what. But for the most part, you know, in this life, you have to enjoy your hobbies, man, and don't be embarrassed of them, man. I just don't want you guys to be stuck in the same loop that I was for as long as I was, to be honest. And it's taken me a long time to realize this, and for some people it's quick. Maybe some of you guys are like, what is bro talking about? Like, oh, he's anxious about this? Like, oh man. And I'm aware of that. Don't get it twisted. And I can keep going on in circles, but you get the point. Like, be yourself, man. And it's so corny, bro. And I even wrote down in my notes here the freaking quote from Kingdom Hearts, bro.
May our hearts be our guiding key.
May your heart be your guiding key.
May my heart be my guiding key.
May your heart be your guiding key. If you know that quote, then you know what I'm talking about. But it's so corny, but it's true, man. And I've neglected it for way too long now. So I really just want you guys to understand that life is too damn short to be over here stressing about, you know, other people's opinion all the time. Of course, we're human. It's going to happen here and there. Like, we're all self-conscious to a certain degree. I'm going to end this video right here. I hope you guys sort of get the message of what I'm trying to say here. Let me know if you've had any experience dealing with this. Maybe you're still going through it now. And if you are, hopefully this video kind of gave you some perspective on, you know, this is pretty common actually. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy yourselves. Take it easy. Hope to see you in the next one. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Adios.